We have a fantastic field of racers again this year.
One of the biggest 10K wheelchair races in the country, a field of 94 athletes, 12 of them under 20.
You have to stay pretty focused. Everybody's out there warming up. You have to remember that it's your race and don't let, maybe they're warming up quicker than you. Don't let that scare you.
I'm the youngest competitor in this race because I'm only 12 and the other guys are like 17 and 18. So I'm really nervous.
I'd say it's more anxious than nervousness. You're ready to get it on, see what you can do against the top guys in the world.
And I'm just hoping to do my best.
Zach was born with spina bifida, a birth defect that affects the spinal column. Some of the other racers are amputees or have been paralyzed in accidents. But this is a race. The clock doesn't care who has one leg or two. It's going to be hard work and determination that pushes these athletes through the course and over any obstacles in their way.
Now, what a course this is for these wheelchair racers. It's considered one of the tougher courses in wheelchair racing events across the country.
You want to get off to a good start, see where you can get.
I go out there every race hoping to win, and of course you can't do that every time, but you got to have the drive in you.
And the lady wheelchair participants are off 1 minute behind the men.
I really want to pass other people, and I don't like to finish last, but the most important thing is finishing anyway.
3 miles in, a steep climb that lasts nearly a mile. Cardiac Hill.
Well, we're on Heartbreak or Cardiac Hill.
Going up a hill, you don't stop pushing. I mean, there's not really any time for breaks, and I never really think about letting go of my wheels.
Life with a disability or health problem can be an uphill battle. But attitude and determination are huge factors in how these teens get over the hurdles they face. What obstacles do people with disabilities face every day?
The first thing I thought, truly, that I was going to die.
Nicole was diagnosed when she was 9.
It just hits you in the gut. It's something you would never expect, think about at all. It was something that really hit hard.
Nicole had liver cancer.
I was thinking I have my life to live, and for it to be cut down very shortly, it scared me. It really scared me.
Different types of cancer can be caused by different things. Smoking can cause lung cancer. Too much sun, skin cancer. Some cancers are seemingly random, and some have a genetic component.
The first thing I thought about was my grandfather, because just like a couple of years before that, he died of liver cancer, and that was the first thing that really popped into my mind. So it was a scary thought.
Getting sick can be extremely scary, and it's especially hard to understand when it's something so out of your control and strikes so suddenly.
I was diagnosed with arthritis when I was 8 years old in the 3rd grade.
And over the next year, the pain got worse and spread.
My ankles, my fingers, my knuckles, my wrists, shoulders, neck, back, you name any joint probably has arthritis.
It's been 6 years, and she's had to deal with her disease every day.
Each day is a new day and new pain.
There are exercises and medications to help, but no cure. Fortunately for the majority of teens, their symptoms fade as they enter adulthood. Until then, Allison has to deal with the pain and uncertainty, just like Christine.
And the ophthalmologist did a whole eye exam, and they said I either had optic neuritis, an inoperable brain tumor, or multiple sclerosis. And so the next day I had an MRI, and I came home from my soccer game that day, and my parents' eyes were red, and then they sat me down and told me that I had multiple sclerosis.
The medicine, injections are going okay?
Christine has MS, a disease that attacks the central nervous system, causing everything from eye pain to blindness, from dizziness to loss of muscle control.
And then this one?
L-O-E-D.
Olympia has sickle cell disease.
Sickle cell is a really serious blood disorder that is inherited, and children who have sickle cell have a lifelong condition that can give severe pain that's worse than any other pain most people can experience.
Olympia swells a lot. She complained of abdominal pain a whole lot in her legs, where she gets stiff, where she can't walk.
Her red blood cells are shaped incorrectly, making them unable to carry oxygen through the body efficiently.
It's just like if you put a tourniquet on one part and just let it stay there, and there's no blood flow, and that part starts to hurt because it's starving for oxygen, and then it starts to really get damaged, and that's what gives you the pain.
Olympia has dealt with the pain her whole life, but recently she had more complications. A stroke that left her blind in one eye.
It's been terrible since then, trying to see.
So with all the setbacks these teens have overcome, sickle cell pain crises, blindness, arthritis flare-ups, multiple sclerosis, cancer, how do they keep going? They each have their own way.
Resilience is a type of strength that comes from inside that can be developed, but it is a skill. And it's something that you learn bit by going through some of these difficult moments.
Christine takes it one day at a time and appreciates her good days. She does what she can to stay healthy, and she doesn't worry about when her next MS episode will happen.
It's supposed to happen every like 10 years, and I had 2 in 2 years. But I've been healthy ever since. I carry on a normal life. I just have to remember to take my medicine.
1, 2.
And most importantly, she stays positive.
I have hope for the future. I think there'll be a cure.
Having that kind of attitude alone can help you bounce back a little bit faster and easier than others who don't have that attitude.
Olympia and Allison both say they don't let their health problems define them or rule their lives. No matter what new symptom they experience or how many times they have to go to the hospital, who they are is what's important.
I don't feel that I'm different from anyone else. I still have a whole heart, and I think I'm the same as anyone else.
You know, just be happy with who you are, not that you have a disease or anything. Don't make it the big important thing in your life. Just be who you are.
And Nicole? After she fought through a year of chemotherapy and radiation treatment, doctors told her that the cancer was gone.
I'm happy to be alive. That's the only thing I can really ask for. And if I have problems on the way, I'm here to beat them. I beat cancer.
Her mom says that Nicole changed because of her ordeal. Changed for the better.
I think she is a much more caring person. I think she has realized that life is short, and she's going to make the best out of it, whether it's to better her, to better somebody else.
At points I felt, why me? But I had to put more emphasis on trying to be strong and trying to fight this, because I wasn't going to let it get me. With the support from my mom, my aunt, and everybody, it just made me continue to fight for it.
I just don't want to be a vegetable. Sitting out on the couch, eating potato chips all day. I want to get out there and do stuff, thrilling stuff, like hockey, rock climbing, going to Peru. I feed off people's reactions. When people are just taken aback.
Well, we had no idea that there was anything wrong with his leg until he was born. And it was initially, it was a shock.
Hunter was born with only one full leg. He doesn't know anything else.
I just grew up knowing that I was different, and it was like, wow, this is pretty cool. I mean, I'm different than other kids. I can do some things that other kids can. And kids can do some things that I can't, and you know, I thought it was just pretty cool.
Walking, swimming, playing sports. These are certainly a lot easier if you have 2 legs. But easy isn't really a concern for him. His whole life he's been hitting obstacles and overcoming them.
I try to prove whatever I can like, oh, are you sure you want to ski? It's going to be kind of hard. I don't think you can do it. I'll do it. I'll be there, first one in line to do it. I just learned how to ski this week.
When he was skiing and he kneeboards, probably skis better than me, but I mean.
Dealing with the physical, everyday problems of getting around and being active with an artificial leg isn't easy, but it's the emotional and social parts that he's had more trouble with.
When I first meet somebody, I always know that they're wondering about my leg and what's up, what's the deal.
The curiosity is natural. It's the insults that hurt.
I've been called peg leg before, and sometimes my friends are just playing around, but when it's not just playing around, it really hurts. I mean, that's the worst thing that you can say to me. You can call me anything else, but peg leg, or just making fun of my leg is the worst thing that anybody's ever done.
Even if they're not making fun of him, a lot of people insult him by being too nice.
Honestly, I thought that with him having an artificial leg, I thought, well, maybe I should be a little nice to him.
People can be too nice by helping you up every time, or like grabbing your arm and pulling you up, or complimenting you at everything you do.
I would go out of my way to help him either get somewhere or help him find something.
They feel that they have to be really nice to me because their mothers and their fathers taught them to be nice to the people who can't make it as well as they can.
People without disabilities don't always know what the right thing to say is, or how they should act. Hunter sees plenty of that.
They'd say, oh, your leg is so cool. And they'd just be looking at my leg and not at me. And they wouldn't try to get to know me, they'd try to get to know the leg.
Hunter has a solution for that situation, being totally open so people get to know him and his leg.
My ankle looks a lot different from normal people's. They have this metal shaft, and then this is my knee, and it goes back and forth like any other knee.
He also uses humor to let everyone know he's just like everyone else.
Your mom's a subscriber to that next one. Son, I'll beat you down.
He's saying, your mama jokes. Oh, he was doing all those, the insults.
Your mom's a one-time.
Shut up! At first I didn't know what to do, but then he started doing it to me. So then I started doing it to him.
Sometimes I think that people are afraid of offending me.
We started getting better acquainted, and then eventually we just started making jokes about each other, and we had a really great time. And then I was like, you're just a whole nother person inside.
Other times I just have to say, hey, I'm a normal guy. Just treat me like a normal guy.
All of these teens have faced more than their share of setbacks, more than many of us can imagine. Cancer and chemotherapy, multiple sclerosis, sickle cell pain episodes, and emergency room visits. But they've all kept going.
Every difficult moment is an opportunity to get stronger and to become wiser and to understand yourself and just life in general better.
Well, we're on Heartbreak or Cardiac Hill.
Back on Cardiac Hill, the racers are testing their resolve and pushing themselves to the limit. And all of the tough times and obstacles they've faced in their everyday lives have made them stronger, have given them the drive they need to make it over this one.
I was ready to stop right there, but I just couldn't.
Well, at first I thought I was never going to make it because I just was so tired already. And then I heard all the people cheering, and that just kept me going.
There's a traffic light at the top of the hill, and I'm like, okay, just a little bit more of the traffic light, and then it's all downhill from there. And just keep telling myself to finish the race no matter what.
30 minutes after the start, all the racers had crossed the finish line. With the hills, the bumps in the road, it wasn't just muscle that got them there. It was attitude.
I know not to stop. I'd never stop. I'd never give up.
How do you handle setbacks and obstacles in your life?